All right, well, welcome back to the QX60 Sensory trim. A few months ago, I had the autograph trim in the QX60, and I thought it'd be interesting just for a moment to compare the specs from the autograph that I had to this Sensory trim. And so this Sensory trim is priced out at $60,745. The autograph trim that I had was priced out at $63,945. So just over $3,000 difference. And the autograph that I had, which I'll link to the video above, had a few extra features, had some nicer leather and quilted leather surfaces in the interior, and heads-up display and captain's chairs in the second row, and so those things were nice, but I will say that I think that this Sensory trim is probably the way to go with the QX60, which would save you $3,000. And if you don't really care that much about the heads-up display or the captain's chairs, or I think this leather seems pretty great. I don't know if you really need to pay extra for the special autograph leather. Then save yourself a couple grand, and I think you're going to be pretty happy with this. I wasn't like crazy about like the quilted pattern look for the leather in the interior and the autograph trim, but I gotta say this leather looks really nice just kind of as is. And so we're gonna take this thing for a drive for a minute, and I've spent a lot of time between this one and the other QX60. I've spent a lot of time, put a lot of miles on these, so I'll give you some thoughts about what I think, how this is as a daily driver and who it's meant for, but also how this compares to its own stepbrother of sorts, the new Nissan Pathfinder. And so anyway, let's start it up and go for a drive. Okay, so starting off in the 2022 Infiniti QX60 Sensory trim, and it's a really nice place to be. Again, I don't know if you need to spend the extra couple grand to get the autograph, because this has like 90% of what you're going after with the QX60 for just a little bit less. And over the course of my week with this, I've kind of gotten to know the QX60 a little bit better than I did with the autograph. I drove that one a lot, but just spending even more time with it now, I'm kind of realizing a few things about this. Its main strengths are it's smooth, it's quiet, and it's just right for most people. And what I mean by that is if you're someone who wants a luxury SUV but doesn't want the typical, BMW or Audi or whatever, the Infiniti's really emerging as a pretty interesting alt brand of luxury. And if I was looking, for something that was quiet, like I said, decently powerful, pretty comfortable, and just kind of easy to drive with some nice features and decent space up front and also in the second row, the QX60 would be on the list. I think it looks nice. The interior styling has a real flow about it, which is what they were going for with this styling language. And I think that they've done a nice job. And a couple things that I still don't love about the QX60 this second week that I've had one now is this is kind of a nitpick, I guess, but I don't love the seats still. I can't figure them out. They're comfortable, but climbing into this, you'd expect them to be really just plush and just really great. And they're not bad, but you just kind of expect them to be better. And I can't really figure out why they're not. They are massaging, which if you're into that, I don't find them like that, that great of massage seats, but they are there. The front seats are heated and ventilated, and I don't know if I'm crazy, but I had my wife in here last night, and it was pretty cold here in Salt Lake last night. And so we had the heated seats on coming home late at night from dinner, and it was about 15 minutes into our drive that I looked down at the button and I knew that it was on, the heated seats were on, but I couldn't feel anything. And I asked my wife, I was like, is your heated seat on? And she's like, well, it says it's on, but I can't feel anything either. And I even put my hand back there, to feel the seat, and the leather was just room temperature, even a little bit cool. So and that happened on the Autograph one too. So I don't know what's going on with my luck and heated seats. Maybe it's just bad luck, or maybe legitimately Infiniti needs to fix something with the heated seats, but they haven't worked for me, which is really unusual. The ventilated seats work decently well, but the heating elements are, I don't know, it's really strange. But so keep that in mind if you're test driving. Like, be sure to check them out, even if it's in the heat of summer. You'll want to make sure your heated seats are what you want. The heated steering wheel is great. It feels really, really good. I like just how simple it is, and I think that, again, if you're looking for an alternative luxury SUV, you're going to be pretty happy. Now, a couple other things that I don't love about it, that buyers, I think, should keep in the back of their minds, is the third row, without moving the second row forward, is very tight, and it's kind of cool. The seat, like, in one piece comes forward, so if you have a child seat there, you don't need to move it or anything. It just kind of lifts up and you can get back there. But it's very tight. This is probably best considered as like a 5-seat SUV, or even just a 4-seater. Like the Autograph one that I had captain's chairs, and it was really just a 4-seater with that third row folded down. You've got a lot of nice cargo space. So if you're buying this with the intent of using the third row all the time and throwing a couple kids back there, or a couple larger kids or adults even, I think you'll find it a little bit tight. The digital gauges are really clear. I like them. I like them in the Autograph as well. They're pretty customizable too. They look good. Like, some digital gauges look distant. I don't know if that makes sense, but they feel distant to me. But these ones look pretty good. It gets decent gas mileage. Like, I've been driving mostly highway here. I'd probably say, 65% highway driving. And I usually get around like 23 miles per gallon, which, for naturally aspirated V6, putting out almost 300 horsepower, it's not bad. This large moonroof is pretty cool. It's huge, and it lets in a lot of light, and I like it a lot. Now, the question of the day with the QX60 is the new Nissan Pathfinder. And Nissan's done a really great job with the new Pathfinder. And I really enjoyed my time with it. The one that we had priced out at about 42 grand, and this is 60, and that didn't have that many it wasn't missing out on many features that this has. It had a lot of the same ones, and it was really comfortable. I think I even liked the seats a little bit more in the Pathfinder, and I think it was a little easier to get into the third row, and you do get a little bit of a smaller screen. This is like, I think, a 12.3 inch screen, and the one in the Pathfinder is 9 inches. But I mean, if you're not into, the luxury brand, just like the added, what you're really getting here for 60 grand is added smoothness and just an added degree of isolation. The engine's really quiet. It's just really smooth. But the Pathfinder makes really similar power, has a lot of the same options, and again, like for 43 grand, that's pretty compelling when you can turn around and save, $17,000 or so. So that is its ultimate question, which is kind of ironic because, basically it's you know, stepbrother. It's its in-house, you know, family member there. And so if the QX60 is worth it, is going to be something that you're going to need to decide. But if you're willing to pay that, and that's the thing with luxury cars anyway, is that you're paying more, not for like a totally different car, but you're paying for like incremental improvements. And if this isolation and the smoothness and the styling are for you with this QX60, then you'll probably find your money pretty well spent. If you don't really care about that stuff and the, you know, the Infiniti badge and the cool styling and, you know, the added just little luxury features and nice little bit nicer interior and stuff, then hey, you know, you can go save 17 or 18, 19 grand and go get the Pathfinder, like a really well loaded Pathfinder. And so that's the question. And but Pathfinder discussion aside, Infiniti's done a great job with this car, and I liked my first week with the first one that I had, the autograph, and I really enjoyed my week with this one. And if you're in the market and you're curious about what Infiniti's doing right now, I think you're going to find some cool things here. So let us know in the comments if you've considered a QX60 or why you bought one. And or if you've bought a Pathfinder or something else and you didn't buy the QX60, let us know why. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. And if you don't mind liking and subscribing to the channel, it's always just fun to see that people are finding these videos helpful and you know, looking for their next car. And big thanks to Infiniti and the folks there for sending this out. Hopefully, I continue to see more changes and more just updates across the Infiniti lineup, and to keep the good things coming, because there's great things coming out of Infiniti and Nissan right now. So thanks guys, have a great day. We'll see you.